All right, this is a Fantasy Sports Boss with another Monday morning crisis point video. This crisis point entails the entire New York Jets offense. What we witnessed yesterday, in my opinion, it might have been the single worst quarterback performance I've ever seen in my life. There's only one other time I can even think of a game that was even worse, and I don't even remember the guy's name, but the kid had started for the Arizona Cardinals a couple of years ago, and it was as bad as you possibly could be for an NFL quarterback, and I don't think we've heard from him since. I don't remember his name, but and that always stuck in my head. But I think Zach Wilson topped it yesterday with his 9 for 22, downright pathetic performance. And what was even more pathetic was after the game when he was asked if he felt he let the defensive players on his team down, who played great, really held down New England the entire game. He said no, and then he repeated it again. No, I don't feel like we let down the defense. Say what? You know, this kid is an absolute punk. He's a bust. He is the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. He's more proud of banging his mom's best friend than he is about winning football games and putting his team in the best position to win. You know, the Jets, and the real shame of it all for Robert Saleh and the Jets is that this is a really good freaking team. The defense is fantastic. They have a lockdown corner. They have one of the best defensive tackles in football in Keenan Williams. Very underrated linebacker core led by Quincy Williams. The offensive line is really coming along and developing. The running backs, Breece Hall was a stud. He was on his way to Offensive Rookie of the Year before he tore his ACL. Garrett Wilson, he looks like the real deal at receiver. They sub Elijah Moore, who they just can't get involved and get on the same page with Wilson, a second-round pick a year ago. And this team is being held back by their quarterback, their flamboyant, I don't give a crap quarterback, who, you know, comes from privilege, came from BYU, where he did not play hardly anybody worth a dime in terms of preparing for the NFL, was a one-year starter. All of these red flags, and the Jets passed on Justin Fields for Zach Wilson. They passed on Mac Jones for Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is the worst quarterback in the NFL. And the problem now is if you own fantasy stock in Garrett Wilson, who's a tremendous player but can't throw the ball to himself, or even Tyler Conklin in deeper leagues for tight end, and Michael Carter, because now they're going to be opposing defenses are going to stack the box every week. You can't play any of these guys. And I can't see it changing unless Saleh decides to go with Mike White in place of Wilson. You know, Saleh reiterated after the game, Wilson's the guy. I don't know if that's an edict from management, what it is, but I mean, Saleh's going to lose this team, and he's going to ultimately lose his job if he doesn't make a switch soon, because not that Mike White is the savior, but he proved in that demolition against Cincinnati last season that he can move the football. You know, he's fairly accurate. And who would have thought that we'd miss Joe Flacco too? Joe Flacco played well before Zach Wilson came back from injury. This is a disaster all the way around. You have to bench every single New York Jets receiver, running back, what have you, tight end for the rest of the season until a change is made, if there is going to be a change at the quarterback position. That's how bad it is. All right, hit that subscribe, hit the notification button. More videos all day today.